All right, we are live. Not sure where Kevin is, self-storage guy, but hold on, I'm gonna go live on Instagram once this kicks up. It's a little pain with Restream. We gotta go back and forth. But good morning, everyone. I got Harrison here, Trade Better 99. So how you been, man?
Good man, keeping busy. It's the holidays. All of a sudden, everybody needs everything from the rentals. But
I know it's a crazy time right now, but glad we could catch up. Hopefully, everyone notices I'm playing around with some different cameras too, so we'll see how this works out. And we are in portrait mode because it seems to do better on Instagram, and YouTube is trying to push out portrait mode. So we'll see how this plays out. But I'm just having fun with this, and then we are gonna. This is kind of Harrison's topic that he wanted to talk about today. So I posted the link for the video. It's Dion's video. He just came out with kind of a Crash Bro, how he's joining the Crash Bros. So Harrison want to dig into that to see if Dion's trolling, clickbaiting, or does he truly believe it? So yeah, Harrison, why don't you start off on that, man?
sure, let me start with it. Yeah, it was a very non-Dion point of view saying, "Hey, we're expecting prices to go down. We're expecting everything to crash." Oh, hey, Kevin.
Hey, good
There
morning.
is Kevin. Oh, nice shirt, nice sweater, man.
You like that?
Yeah, I like it. How you been, man?
I've been good. I've been good, busy, definitely
Yeah,
busy, but we're
yeah.
uh, we're good.
Is the fires affecting you? How close is that to you?
No, they're down south right now. Isn't it
Okay,
crazy? In December, there's like these massive fires.
I know.
Yeah, we're about 6 hours away driving.
Cool. So it's been a while since you've been on. So if people don't know, maybe give the audience quickly who you are and what you invest in.
Yeah, my name's Kevin. I'm just on Twitter at storage_venture. I started out in single families, small multifamilies, about 15 years ago. And then just as of the last,
Oh, looks
Oh,
like he's frozen.
yeah,
All
left in
right. Well,
suspense.
yeah. Well, when he pops back in, we can keep going. But this is what happens when we go live. But Harrison, why don't you continue on about Dion's video then?
Sure. Yeah, it was going into the crash of commercial real estate. There's always been talk about that. There's always been something. Everyone's been wondering, okay, with refinancing in 2021. Oh,
No, just
welcome
keep going.
back.
We'll
Oh,
I
catch up
yeah.
with
lost you.
Kevin after that. So just
All
continue
right.
with the
Sure.
Crash Bro video.
Sure. With the Crash Bros, yeah. So a lot of commercial real estate refinanced in between 2020 and 2022. Now that we're 2025, the earlier ones, the refinancing is coming due. Along with that, and then it's probably going to go until 2026. The issue is that it looks like a lot of these companies are not able to make the rents as they refinance for the next 5 years. I've been noticing that when I lived on the West Coast, it started a little bit earlier out that way because they were refinancing in 2018, 2019. And a lot of the small mom and pop bakeries or restaurants were just saying, hey, we got the rent raised on us. We had enough money. We had enough people coming in. But because of this rent, we're at negative cash flow. So they just closed up shop. And so now that fast forward 2 years, almost 2 years later now, it's one of those where it looks like the rest of the market's catching up. And I'm kind of seeing it in my area. It's very slow, but very subtle. And that was the reason why I wanted to bring it up with Kevin being here is that who invests in commercial real estate. I was like, wow, this would be a really good idea to see what his market's looking at.
Yeah. So if anyone, like I said, Kevin's X channel is our X profile is in the chat. So if you want to follow him on X, and there's also Frank's Old Guy REI PayPal shirt or the link for the shirt for the ORAD event. And then the YouTube video for Dion. And yeah, it was funny because Harrison was asking who was going to be on. I said Kevin, self storage, and I guess that's what kind of piqued his interest because in the video, if you haven't got a chance to watch it, go check it out. But he does mention self storage as an asset class that could be facing some crash or bloodbath. So Kevin, what's your thoughts on that? And I guess the biggest thing is kind of it surrounds like the debt structure, right? So maybe you can dig into that a little bit, or what kind of financing do you have on your properties?
Yeah, yeah, totally. First off, it's my internet, it's not yours. I might get kicked off again. I don't know. It's the last couple of days our internet's been weird. Uh, but yeah, I don't know who that I don't know who that was. Is that someone you know who did the YouTube video that you sent me?
Yeah, he's kind of one of the, I guess maybe one of the bigger name guys in the Michael Zuber's One Rental at a Time. But
Okay.
he's a very big I wouldn't say he wants to, I'm not trying to cause trouble. He's a very contrarian thinker, and he
Yeah.
thinks kind of outside the box and thinks a little bit. I guess he wants other people to think, right? So he provides his stance to make people think, I guess, in that sense.
Right. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I just didn't know who it was. So I've only seen that one video that you showed me about him saying about the crash. I don't think it's going to be as significant as he might think it will be. Um, he had some numbers. I was just curious where he got it from. He had said like 80% of mortgages in total are adjustable rate. Um, it's like 8%. It's not close to that. So I wasn't sure where he was getting his figures from, but it'd be good to know. You can look on the Federal Reserve and see on their website. It'll show you the rates. Um, that's in like the single family, small multi space. It's a little bit higher in commercial. Um, but the thing is, the banks don't want to end up with a bunch of assets on their balance sheets either. And so what I'm finding is they're working with people. Um, Someone bought it at a 3% rate. They've got an adjustable arm. It's coming due. It's going to push into a 6-7% rate. The cash flow's not there. Like the bank is going to work with those people to find an alternative because they don't want to get stuck with a storage facility in the middle of Iowa on their balance sheet, or wherever it is, right? So I think they learned the lesson the hard way in 08. They ended up with all these homes and multi-units and commercial real estate on their balance sheet. It was a nightmare for them. And so now they're more willing to work with investors and the operators of these facilities. And I think that's true across the board. Now, will there be distress? Sure, there's going to be some people that got in at the height of the market at a low rate, didn't buy right, didn't plan for what was going to happen over the next few years. I just don't think it's going to be a market crash. I definitely don't think it's going to be that way in residential. There's just not enough supply to have a market crash. We're short too many homes. Commercial, I don't know. I just don't see it based on the numbers that I'm looking at.
Yeah, I think to your point, I think that like I said, like Dion likes to put a topic out there and then make you kind of think about it. So like I think you almost in a way validate what he's saying, where there's gonna be a crash, but the banks don't want to have these assets on their books. So this is the opportunity for investors to kind of go out, and I think Kevin's frozen, but I think investors can go out and take advantage of these operators that may have had these adjustable rates, and this is the opportunity to step in and take advantage of that. But yeah, he looks like he is frozen. But what's your thoughts on that, Harrison?
Yeah, I don't disagree with that. That was one of those where the 80% that was very high, but I'm someone who's interested in getting into the commercial real estate one day. It was the when he was talking about the three houses, one hotel, the Kiyosaki method. I was like, well, that's a lot to be said about that. There's a lot of the real estate mentors that we follow that's how they grow. That's how they build really to the exponential wealth. I'm not planning to do that, but the idea sounded solid. But and I that yeah, that was the one thing that is I wanted to get Kevin's point of view because even looking at my residential market in Northeast Ohio, it's you could see that there's a lot of I want to say slippage with rent paying right now, and it could be that, and it's just talking to other landlords and other PMs that they're saying, hey, they're not paying everything up front right now. They're paying, weekly, bi-weekly, and then it's I'm just trying to see what's going on right now within the commercial space, and yeah.
Dude, it looks like you got my coconut wireless issues going on, Kevin. I've been having tons of wireless problems recently.
I
I
don't know
think I
what the
finally
deal is.
solved it.
I'm on my phone now. I'm going old school.
All
Oh,
right,
yeah.
cool. But I don't know. I don't know what you missed. Me and Harrison saying or whatnot. Or
I think it dropped right after I finished my spiel about how I I do think there's going to be um, some issues. I just don't see it being very significant. But I do think there will be good buying opportunities for those that um, can take advantage of maybe some of these deals that have gone south. People who just want out. Um, I think those deals are going to be out there for people to buy, but I don't see a crash.
yeah, on Instagram we have Fire on Fire Investing. Sorry, I don't know your name, but I know I follow you on Instagram. You're a Colorado firefighter, but he says been investing in commercial multifamily for 15 years. Now investing in multifamily funds that go after distressed multifamily. There is opportunity. So yeah, like I said, I think that's Dion put it as a crash video, but he's saying the crash will provide opportunities for people to take advantage of it. So I think that's the important part of it. But that's really what I'm noticing out there too. You're talking to a lot of other people, and so much people, I guess, are expecting a crash, and that's why they're not doing anything. So that's, I think, where there's going to be people that take advantage of this, and there's people that are just going to stay on the sidelines. So Paul DeSalvo, yeah, hey, how's it? Aloha, Paul. Maybe we'll connect. I'll shoot you a message on Instagram, and then Kevin can message you too. He's a firefighter.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I wanted to follow up with that because, Kevin, I was wondering if you're outside of storage, are you talking to other potential commercial owners or anything like that? Because I guess Virginia used to be is more franchised businesses and some mom and pop compared to where I lived in Oregon, where it was almost all mom and pop. And the mom and pop businesses definitely suffered big time, and it's the same thing happening now here in Virginia, where the mom and pops are kind of, I would say, giving the keys back versus the franchisees, which are limping along. But it's one of those. I'm not sure. When I talk to them, they say, "Oh yeah, it's okay. It's almost like a, what is it? It's a gully, like The Big Short, kind of those situations where." But then you see the McDonald's line being 40 cars long. So it's just, I'm not sure what's going on right now.
Yeah. I don't have a lot of insight outside of like multifamily and storage, as far as like retail and restaurant industries. I will say, like, I think McDonald's, Burger King, they can do what the big storage REITs can do because they have so much money. Is that they can just drop their prices. They can spend a ton of ad spend on marketing, and now you're like the mom and pop burger place in town trying to compete with them, and you can't. It's the same thing with storage, the public space, the extra space. They can spend all this money on ads. They can drop their rates, get people in, and now the John Storage across the street has no way to compete because he can't stay afloat if he drops his rates to that level. He doesn't have that much excess cash flow to throw that much money into advertising. So I think you are seeing some consolidation, definitely into some of these major players. But there's still a lot of markets that these major players aren't in. When it comes to storage, when it comes to multifamily, I would assume in the restaurant retail business, like they want to be in more heavily populated areas. And so, they're working their way out into the more secondary, tertiary markets. But I still think right now the opportunity is kind of more in these second, third, fourth tier markets where you're not going to go against Extra Space, you're not going to go against McDonald's, you're not going to go against the large multifamily REIT, and you can kind of carve your own path there. But I agree with what you're saying. I think there's consolidation happening for sure.
Yes. Sorry. So for you, you still have some single families, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or you got rid of them all?
No, we have some single families. We have a couple small multis, but primarily storage.
Are you looking to like 1031 out of the single families into bigger things?
Yeah, it's a good question. The ones that we held, I like, is just long-term holds. They're in good locations. We're around them, shouldn't be an issue. And so we'll probably just hold on to those. I like the asset class of small, like a fourplex. Did I lose you again? Did I lose you again?
No, you're
A little
here, but you definitely have issues that I had before where
Oh
it was
man.
you must be at the firehouse or something.
No, I'm home. I think we got some storms. Something's going on.
Yeah, you're in that California area. That's
Yeah.
why.
I do like the asset class of small multis though. We're not really going after it right now just because we want to focus on storage, but I do think that's going to be a big opportunity. I think single family homes we're so undersupplied that it's going to become more of a luxury to own a single family home. The way you're going to get it done is if you house hack a multifamily. And I think we're going to start seeing people buying duplexes, buying triplexes, fourplexes that are going to live in one and rent out the other three. And that's going to kind of be like the new single family home way to do it. I just think single family homes are getting too unaffordable. They're not going to come down. Um, they're way undersupplied. And so if you're considering getting into multifamily, I do kind of like those smaller units. I think over the long term, the next 5 to 10 years, I see those going up quite a bit in price.
Yeah. So we got Sisterland Investors and joining us from Instagram side. So aloha. I see you folks on Instagram a lot, and we have to connect. I believe Lauren was on your guys' channel. So Lauren will be back on Friday for everyone. She's been goofing around and traveling the world and exploring. So she'll be back Friday. So that should be fun. But we also got All Nighter Hiders here. So but yeah, so TS67 says they agree there's a huge difference between residential and commercial real estate purely because of adjustable versus fixed rate financing in those two sectors. So like for you, Kevin, for your self-storage, are those what kind of financing do you have on those properties?
We try and do seller financing as much as possible. So we have about 100,000 square feet of storage, and over 50,000 of that is seller financed on 10-year notes. The rest will bring on private partners. We don't have any bank debt on any storage. It's all either private money, seller financed, or our own money. We do have one adjustable rate and mortgage, and it's on a triplex that I own. And I think it adjusts in 2027 or something like that. But there's enough cash flow there where it makes sense. I think that's the other thing that video was forgetting was like rents did go up a lot, especially if you bought in 2020 or 2021, whether it be self-storage or multifamily. We have both, and our rents, we're not going to be making as much money when we have to refinance, but our rents are going to cover the debt coverage on there. And so I think a lot of people are also in those positions. I think the people who bought stabilized assets where there wasn't a lot of value add at that 3%, 4%, those are the people who are going to be in trouble. But those who brought the value add and did it right, I think they've made their money.
What about you, Harrison? Are you looking to stay with the single family homes or are you looking to expand into bigger assets?
So I'm definitely going to stay with the small multis right now. I agree with Kevin wholeheartedly. I don't know if I've been proposed a few single families which were very tempting, but I think I don't know. I see my market. A lot of people are being squeezed right now, just with higher rents and everything. And I'm trying to see where I can keep where that affordability market is, and that's within the duplex triplex range right now. Once I get hopefully by number 3, then I'll be going 3 or 4, and then going towards a smaller commercial property. Looking at the franchises are very interesting, and I know this is one of those tougher markets, but right now, I mean, geez, we have, I think, 5 Dunkin' Donuts within a 3 square miles of us, so it's one of those.
Must be a lot of cops around there.
A lot of cops, yeah. So it's a yeah. I mean, it's funny on what sells in our area, and I'm really interested in really growing from that point as well. So yeah, self-storage as well. that's something that Virginia, the land is really expensive right now, but I agree. I'm going further out. I see potential there.
Yeah, Hyder says, "Oh, morning, Lynn. Lynn does investing is here. She's in Cali also, so I'm not sure exactly where you are, but Kevin's in Cali, so maybe that's a good person to connect with. Casey's also there too, so he has a coffee shop. I forget exactly where, but he's here. But Hyder says, I think commercial real estate has been looked at as shaky for a few years now. I remember hearing about it in early 22. So I think that's the thing too, right? So
Right.
yeah, like I think we've been hearing a lot about commercial real estate kind of crashing and whatnot. And I think in some ways it has. It's just there's still a lot of money out there and people are taking advantage of the crash and you're just not seeing it like a crash like '08 yet. Because like you're saying, it's not because the banks aren't trying to resell it or hold it that the whole market is crashing in a sense. Whereas there are other operators that are more experienced with money that are coming in and taking advantage of these distressed properties. Modesto in the house, Kip. Morning. Oh, Lynn just says LA. So yeah. So Kevin, you should connect with all these people, man. They may want to get into self-storage.
Yeah, have them reach out. I'm always happy to talk with people. And yeah, I think you're right. I think there's a lot of money on the sidelines still. People haven't poured back in after the rate hikes, so a lot of people pulled money off the table in 2023, and they still have their money off the table. So as some of these distressed deals do hit the market, they're not lasting long. They're getting gobbled up, and there's more money out there than there has been. So I think that's part of the reason we're not seeing this big crash. It's kind of more one-offs at this point, and people are buying them.
Do you think the C&Ds will follow along suit, like the C&D style properties that are in the not greatest markets, or do you think those will be reabsorbed into something else?
I don't know. It's a good question. I mean, I think it's kind of probably going to be a mix between the two.
What crazy stuff is going on in California right now? Policy-wise.
Well, I know they're trying to control rents on self-storage. So trying to limit. Yeah. And it's the REIT's fault, really. I mean, they have this game that they play where the big REITs, the Public, the Extra Space, CubeSmart, all these, they'll get people in the door at, let's say it should be $100 a month unit. They'll advertise it at 30. They'll get someone to pay 30. They think they're getting a good deal, and then 90 days in, they jack them up to 120. And they know that these people have all their stuff in storage and can't, or most likely won't, move out. And so they're stuck now paying $120. And so they're doing this bait and switch on people. And it's so dramatic, like literally like 400, 500, 600% rent increases over 90 to 120 days. That I think regulation is going to come out of it. California will, of course, probably lead the way there, but that's the fear with self-storage right now, is that like if they take that ability to raise people's rents to whatever dollar amount makes sense, then the asset class is definitely not the same as it is today.
I wouldn't expect anything less from California, though.
Yeah, but it is. I mean, it is unfortunate because you're getting people in just on a human level. You're getting somebody in, they think they're getting a unit for $30 a month. Then they go move, they've got this unit, they live out of state now and all of a sudden you jack their rate up 300-400%. They're stuck. Like they can't do anything. And so I understand both sides of it. I wish the REITs hadn't played such a drastic rent increase game, or had at least been more transparent about it. As hey, this is only your rate for, you know, 1 month, 2 months, but they really misguided consumers in letting them think that this was going to be their rate forever, and then they just, because it's a month to month lease, they raise it exponentially. So yeah, it's a tough one.
Yeah, Fire and Fire Investing on Instagram. I'm not sure what you put. You put a link in there in the Instagram side. But yeah, maybe you can send it to me in the messages or whatnot. But there is a link on the Instagram side. Let's see. Kyle's here. Kyle's also in Cali. And Hyder says, yeah, he thinks I'm sure there'll be some other bank term funding program rolled out. If things get sticky out there. So yeah, we've kind of seen the playbook also, right? Like what's going to happen if things get bad out there is, we saw it happen in '08, and I don't think they want a repeat of that. So there's probably going to be a lot of intervention or whatnot that's going to hopefully prevent something like that from happening. So it's really about, putting yourself in position on how to take advantage of these opportunities. And I think that's kind of why there is going to be a crash, but there's going to be people, same thing like '08, right? That come out winning from all what's going on out there. And it's kind of just being around people that are doing it. So if you're interested in self-storage, reach out to Kevin. I put his link on his X profile back in the chat. So go connect with him if that's the asset class that you're looking at. But yeah, I mean, so even like we're talking about, Hawaii or California, but Hawaii right now, they're trying to put a tax on vacant homes. So people that aren't, have a second home, they're looking at putting a higher tax on these properties. So that's a bill that's in the works, and it's kind of getting mixed reviews on it. But that's something that they're looking at in Hawaii to tax these people that have second homes that are vacant. California, land of unnatural. Yep. But that's, see, Hyder's in Well, he's in San Diego, so he's in California. But I mean, but yeah,
Around the corner.
here to represent Cali, Kyle said, not to vouch for policies though. Yeah.
Oh wow.
How much longer are you gonna stay in California, Kev?
I don't think we're moving. We have too much family here. I mean, especially with kids, and just having the help of family is huge.
Yeah.
I think if we were to have done it, it would have been pre-kids, and now like we're spoiled with all the help we have.
Well, when are you retiring then? I should put it that way.
I don't know. I'm at 8 years right now.
Hey, Tyler's here from Instagram. So Tyler, I don't know have you been on with Tyler? He's a retired, I don't know what, firefighter. He was in LA County, I believe. I always mix them. I know there's two departments in LA, and one is insulting to the other. But Tyler's here. He'll be on Friday also, so come tune in for that one.
Cool.
Common law for statutory law is always worth studying, in my opinion. Yep, Hyder. See, I don't like posting that. It doesn't look as good when I post it. It blocks someone out. So yeah. So I've been trying out this portrait mode because I guess YouTube is trying to push it out. But then every time I move Kevin on the screen, that's when his internet gets even worse. So right now I can play with this and have people move, but every time I move Kevin when he's talking, it bounces him off. Kyle Blue Collar says money here is too unfortunate, especially with a W2. Oh, okay. Let's see. What else you got going on? It's been a while, Kev, since we connected. What else you working on? How's work going? How's the holidays?
Good, man. Busy with 4.5 and 2.5-year-old. So that's been fun. And then just closed on a new storage facility in North Dakota. So that took up a little bit of time, just getting everything onboarded. And then, yeah, been off from the fire department for a few weeks. Took some time off, so that's been cool to be at home. And that's it. Now I got to work. I work in a couple days, and then I work, of course, Christmas Eve and Christmas. So we're doing our Christmas a couple days after.
Nice. So Tyler on Instagram said varsity, LA County Fire Department. JV, LA Fire Department. See, I knew there's a difference there.
Yeah. I went to my fire academy down there in Inglewood, and there's a bunch of LA County guys. LA County is a good department.
Let's see here. Yeah, so Carrie's here. My friend, she's investing in Pittsburgh also, or maybe she doesn't like telling people that, but she's investing in Pittsburgh with us. But yeah, so yeah, what about you, Harrison? What are you looking at next?
Sure. Baby girl coming in a month, so it's kind of been putting a stop on everything right now. But
Nice.
no, yeah, it's exciting, but it's just also it's like, ooh, got a plan for everything right now. The next plan is 2025 next property. I had to sit on my hands, so I wouldn't buy right away in 2024. But there's a lot of flippers right now that are in distress in my area, and I'm kind of interested in saying, oh, they might have fixed things up here and maybe able to find a few good places. So
Man, he keeps bouncing. He gotta talk to my internet provider. There he is. Hey, half my time
yeah.
bringing him back in and out.
You put the thing on me. You're ruining my internet.
You better pay your bills. See, that's what California does to you, man.
That's probably my problem.
Yeah, but no, I mean, is the crash maybe making you guys think differently, or are you guys trying to?
There's
or
no
plan-
crash, Mark.
Oh, okay, well, there will be a crash.
No, there won't be.
Well, okay. Let's say, would you say there is a crash in transactions?
I think there's a large discrepancy in the bid versus ask right now. I think people are stuck on 2021, 2022 offers that they declined, and now they're stuck on that number. But I don't think and I think that's slowed down transactions as well as just where debt is. But the fundamentals are not even close to what they were in 2008 to say that it would be another crash like that. I mean, it's a very, very different space we're in right now. I don't see it. Maybe I'll be wrong, but I don't think I am.
Yeah, that brings up a very interesting question though, because I do think I agree with you with Mark. There's probably going to be more of a crash in transactions in other markets. What do you look for when you're seeing a storage facility in distress? Do they reach out to you? Do you just drive by, or are you just how do you go from there to
Like, how do you
the
find
next step?
deals? Is that the question?
Yeah, I guess it'd be like, how do you find deals? But it's more of not just deals, but someone in distress more than I would say just the regular, hey, I'm thinking about retiring.
Gotcha. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think that just comes with just you have to have the conversation with the owner to try and figure out what is their motivation to sell. And oftentimes they're not going to raise their hand and say, "Hey, I'm underwater on this thing," or "I just want out of it," right? But oftentimes you can read between the lines. But that's why it's so important to. I think when properties are listed, that's great because you have access to them. But the downside of that is you have an intermediary between you and the seller with the broker, and you can't often read between the lines, and you're not getting the full information. So the best way is going direct to seller, figuring out what their pain points are, and then how can you solve their problem, and trying to create win-wins. But yeah, without just really talking to the seller and figuring out what's going on with their life, why are they looking to sell, it's tough. You really don't know the reason.
Yeah, it's a fair point.
Yeah, Tyler says the market's hot in OC still. Tyler, if you're still listening, let me know what you think about the portrait view on Instagram, and should we do this on Friday or go back to the regular look? But yeah, old guy REI, Frank. Yeah, I'll put the PayPal link again for the shirt, the ORAT shirt. Oh, yeah. Harrison has it on right
I'm
now.
rocking it. Yep.
And then okay, so one thing that we have to do is like you, Mikey, you guys got to turn your mirror setting off. So like if you show your shirt right now, it's backwards, yeah. So people can't read it. But that's what we're here. We're practicing too. But Frank says, I don't want to leave California either, but it's looking like it might be necessary to be able to afford retail. Okay. Oh, show your shirt now.
There we go. There we go. Yeah. Now we are.
There we
Yeah,
go.
we're good now.
See?
Yeah.
All right, hold on. Okay, Tyler says it looks good either way. Yeah. Yeah, Tyler, I think I've solved my coconut wireless issue, so we should be good for Friday. Yeah. Are you gonna? I mean, Kevin, are you gonna show up in Vegas for the ORAD event? Do you remember about us talking about that?
I remember you guys talking about it. When is it?
It's February, what, 15, 16?
Right. Yeah, it's that weekend. Yeah,
It's the
President's Day
Valentine's
weekend.
Day weekend. So you can make it a Valentine's Day trip or present.
That'd be fun. I don't know if I could swing it, but it would be fun.
Just call in sick, man.
Mm-hmm.
Well, with my wife or with the fire department, I'm fine.
I mean, the 14th is the day before the conference. So Friday, in Vegas sounds like a great time.
Maybe we can make a thing of it, give the kids to the grandparents and go out there. That'd be fun.
Yeah, man. We can meet in person.
Okay.
Just what my wife wants to do is go to a real estate conference in Vegas. I bet she would just be so excited.
It's gonna be a lot of families there, which is great. So
that is cool. No, it'd be a blast. I'd love to go if I can.
Yeah, well, we'll figure it out, man. Yeah, what else you guys want to talk about? Anything? Any other topic? You guys want anything? Any more thoughts about the crash or what? Or
there's no crash
or whatever you're saying, or what are you looking? So you just closed on one. So what are you doing next for that property?
So that one was more of a stabilized property, a little bit out of our traditional buy box. Typically, we're buying heavy value add. This one was 96% full. Rents can be increased a little bit, but we got great seller financing terms on a 10-year note, and so that it was a decent deal before, and then the seller financing made it a really good deal. And so it's just going to be a long-term hold for us. It'll just be more of a cash flow play. We're not going to be able to create a ton of equity quickly, just because it's already full and the rates are, kind of what they are. We'll be able to push rates a little bit, but this is going to be more of a long-term hold cash flow play for us. So it's just a little different than our traditional, but I like it. I'm excited for it.
Very cool.
There's also a lot of room to expand, and so it's 65,000 square feet spread across a few facilities in the area. We're looking to expand to about 100,000 in total for that whole state. So yeah, we'll see. We got some projects underway.
Are they internal or external units?
They're all drive-up units. So it's just, you drive your truck right up to the unit, open it up, put it in. They're not climate controlled.
Nice. Okay.
Hyder says, call in sick with the wife on Valentine's Day. Laughing emoji.
Good luck with that.
Yeah. I'll let you know how that goes.
Yeah. So what anything else you guys want to dig into, or?
I wanted to follow up a little bit more with North Dakota, because this is an interesting one, because there's no major highways that go through North Dakota, and it's mostly back roads, and it sounds like you said, it's just something that is someplace probably the large commercial ones won't touch. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, and that's kind of our whole buy box is we're buying in more tertiary markets. There's actually no competition for any of these facilities. That they are the only storage facility, which is good and bad. It's good because there's no competition, but the tough part is we don't know, our rates. It was tough to underwrite. How much can we push these rates? We don't have a competitor to go off of and say, hey, well, people are willing to pay X.
There he goes again.
Gone again.
Oh, kind of here. Yeah.
We'll share market.
Pay your bills, man. Oh, there he is. Oh, there's.
Awesome. There we go. Got again.
So, man.
Yeah. I know.
Stop kicking me out, man.
I'm not kicking you out, man. Pay your bills, man. You must have said something wrong in California or something. They're trying to suppress us right now.
No, it's because I went on my phone to avoid the Wi-Fi, so I'm on cell. But then every time I get a phone call, it drops me from the.
Turn your notifications off, man.
For a phone call, how do you do that?
Do not disturb.
Yeah, do not.
Is that what it is? And then it won't even ring.
Yeah, it won't even ring. It'll just go direct to message.
You guys are so tech savvy here.
Now we're doing tech review stuff here. So
I don't even know what do not.
We got to turn mirroring off on the recordings, and you got to put your do not disturb on. Even Frank probably knows all this, and he's like
how do you
7.
How do you turn do not disturb on?
Oh shit, man. We'll do it for next time.
Yeah, next time.
You turned your camera off, I think, right now.
It's probably in a different field.
This is like bloopers right now.
Exactly.
I don't know how to do that. I'm not a tech guy.
Don't touch anything already.
You're good.
I need to flip.
If anyone's out there, do not call Kevin right now. Just call him in like 20 minutes.
Anyway, I don't know where I got dropped, but what I was talking about was, yes, to your point, we do buy in more tertiary markets. This one doesn't have any competition, so we weren't able to really project where we thought rates could go. Because we're 96% full, we think we can push them a little bit, but we don't have any benchmarks to go off of. But yeah, I mean, I think there's a lot of opportunity in those third tier markets where the REITs and the big players are not playing yet, especially if you can start acquiring multiple facilities in a somewhat localized region. You are now can potentially exit to one of those REITs as they start coming into the smaller markets, and they will get there. They're slowly moving out of the primary and secondary markets into more third tier, but they're not there yet. There's still opportunity.
That's cool. And last storage question. This is it's great having you on this, guys. I watch a lot of YouTube. I hate to say it, but I watch a lot. And there's a lot of van lifers, or I guess stealth livers, that have been saying that they've been trying to sneak into self-storage facilities. Has that been something that you've had to kick out more, or
like people living in the unit?
Yeah, or living in their vans, or living in their trucks, and then like parking it in the self-storage area.
Yeah, we've had issues, not more than it's not like it's picked up since I first got into the space. But we've had some people try and live. We had one that like set up a whole. It was dialed. She had like a full bed in there. She had like a rug, she had like a throw rug thing. She had a lamp that was like battery powered with string lights. I mean, it was like, I was impressed. I was like, you could Airbnb this thing. But yeah, I mean, you get people like that. You have to kick them out quickly. It's just a liability. So you have to be careful. We have cameras at all our facilities. We have local contractors. None of them are in California, so we have local contractors, that do walk-arounds multiple times a month, open units, make sure that everything's the way it should be. So, yeah, if you don't stay on it, though, and depending on where your area is, I mean, we're also in, we focus on a little higher median income areas for a number of reasons, but that's one of them, is that, we have a less likelihood of dealing with that kind of stuff. Once you start getting sub 50K median income, you have issues collecting rent. You have more homeless problems. You're probably getting a better buy. You're probably getting a better deal on the facility, but you're going to have problems on the back end. So we try and focus on above 60K median income for like a 3 to 5 mile radius around our facility. So we're a little insulated from it.
That's great to know.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, just want to shout out again for Frank's shirt. The PayPal link is there. So there's the shirt. If anyone wants to purchase it, it's to raise money for the Blind Center where the event's going to be held at in Vegas. So go check it out. It's a cool shirt. Yeah, I don't know. I love what you're doing, Kev. I don't see you on X as much. I don't know. Have you been taking a break? I don't see you on there as much recently.
I've just been busy. I've just been
Yeah.
busy with life. But yeah, I do. I need to try and get consistent with posting. I do have a lot of people that reach out that are like, it's cool to hear that, something you said helped somebody or added some value or whatnot. So I enjoy that. So I need to get posting on there a little more frequently.
Are you monetized on X?
Yeah, I make like $50 every year or something. I don't know what it is.
No. Yeah. Hey, Joe V's here. Joe's in Wisconsin. He's still don't Joe doesn't like the vertical. Well, that's why I'm gonna do it then. If you don't like, maybe you won't tune in then. But now Joe's a good guy. He's in Wisconsin. He's trying to get on the rental property ladder. Hey, Hugo's here. Stay winning. What's up, man? You going live? Oh, I know. I was gonna. Did you see Tiffany Fong? Do you follow her, Kev, on X?
Who is it?
Tiffany Fong.
I don't think so.
Oh, dude, she makes like $30K a month on X.
Yeah.
Really?
She posts her payouts.
Does she just use it as like an OnlyFans or what?
No, she just talks shit, talks about crypto, and then she posts her payouts.
Speaking of crypto, I gotta share a win. I bought years ago. There's this dude at the fire department, right? Where all financial advice is super sound and you know how it is. And so there's this guy that's like, hey, you need to buy this crypto called XRP. And I'm like, he kept talking about, I'm like, I worked with him one day. I was working a trade or something. I'm like, all right, fine, dude, I'll buy some of this stuff. I bought it at like 10 cents or something like that. I completely forgot about it. I just looked the other day. I just sold it. It was up to like $2.70. And I bought it at 12 cents. I was like, this is crazy. I should have just been doing this instead of real estate. It's way easier.
Well, on that topic, I think that's what we're seeing a lot. There's a lot of people that are parking their money in crypto or Bitcoin specifically right now because of, like you're saying, they don't want to deal. Joe V, fucking hose pullers. Joe's a hater, man. We were talking about donuts earlier. That's Joe. He was a police officer before. But because like even do you follow Lindsay Stamp on X? You follow her, right? She's in Pennsylvania. She's a basketball.
Yeah.
She's really gone strictly Bitcoin. Like she's she's kind of debating about the whole. Even I mean, she doesn't mind her rentals, but as far as acquiring more real estate, she's really trying to park everything into Bitcoin right now. And what did it hit 105 the other day? I don't know what it's at now, but I saw it get up to 105.
That's crazy. I used to use that years and years ago for sports betting online. I would just like buy a bit, like that's how you had to do it because you were in the States, so you couldn't sports bet, and I'd want to throw money on a game. And so I would just buy Bitcoin and then put it on their site and use the Bitcoin. I'm like, what an idiot. If I just kept all that Bitcoin.
Hugo said XRP to $5 by Valentine's Day.
Well, I kept half of it. I still have I have a lot of it left, but I was happy with taking my profit of whatever 10 cents to almost $3 is.
Can you trade it into 106 Hiders, 106 420.
Wow.
Speaking of Bitcoin, I'm in a dad's group with this guy he's a billionaire with a B, and he's very much into real estate and a little bit of crypto. And his suggestion to everybody was to have 5% of your net worth in Bitcoin.
5%. Wow.
Yeah. So he says that's his recommendation. And he does give very sound financial advice, but he was saying, I think that 5% of your net worth should be Bitcoin.
Yeah, I think. But would you allocate the 5%? You think before you kind of get to that end game phase, I guess, in a sense? Or
I
would
think
you?
I think for him it just constantly adjusts. So as your net worth goes up, then your Bitcoin should go up. The fact that Bitcoin's rising so quickly, like it may outpace you. Like you may end up with 5% today, and then if Bitcoin goes way up now, it might be 10% of your net worth.
Right.
But he said just trying to keep it at least 5% is kind of where he sees a safe number, to where it is so volatile that if it does correct and come down, then it's not the end of the world, but you have some upside there.
Hugo said I gotta turn on my gift and tips. I don't think I have that feature yet on YouTube yet, but I gotta look for it. But Joe V trying to identify as a dad today, but he said what kind of dads groups he's interested.
I'm in a group called Front Row Dads, and it's an amazing group of like, I'm like bottom of the barrel there. It's very high achieving, high net worth people who are focused on like family first and being a dad and having a thriving marriage and being an intentional parent and having emotional intelligence and being a family man before a businessman. That's the premise of it. But it's a great group. It's called Front Row Dads. You can
See? There he's back
There
again.
you
go. Hyder says I haven't reallocated. I'm way heavier than 5%. He says.
Yeah.
Let's see who's here.
I won't lie.
Oh.
I'm a Ethereum guy, and I'm more into the smart contracts. I love what Bitcoin can do as more of a gold, but I still can't see the idea of trading it. And so I've invested. I have some Bitcoin, some Ethereum, and some Cardano, and I know Hugo being here, Snake has been popping up on my X a lot, so that's another one.
Yeah, Snack Energy drinks. Yeah, so go check that out. Hugo brought some of that to the ORAD event last year. I'm not sure if you're coming this year or showing up or whatever, 2025, Hugo, but February 15th, 16th. Yeah. And let's see. I don't know. Oh, Kevin, hold on. I got to let him back in. Jesus Christ.
Keeping me in the doghouse. I haven't been backstage.
See, you're talking about the dads group. That's why. Let's see. What else we got? Yeah, Joe. Yeah. He has coconut wireless too, Kevin. So he keeps popping off. Or someone keeps calling him and he's bouncing off. So, like I said, anyone out there, stop calling him. And then he'll figure out how to do the do not disturb next time.
Yes.
Yeah, well, this is always fun, man. I'm glad we got to catch up. Anything else? Any other topics you can throw out there? Did you turn off your tips, gifts, supers on YouTube? No, I did not. I know the supers, Mikey was having a hard time. I know it was trying to get verified again. Like I had to submit some paperwork for my address. So I don't know if that's why, but I'll go take a look again. But yeah, anything else? What else you guys want to do? What else you guys want to talk about? Elf on the Shelf. Kev, are you doing that? Do you do that yet?
No, we're not.
What?
I know.
How are you guys not? What?
We didn't do the Elf on the Shelf. It wasn't a thing when we were kids. I don't know.
Right.
Well, yeah, I know that, but
I can't connect to the Elf on the Shelf. I don't know. We did the Polar Express train last night. That was pretty cool. You guys have those?
No. What's that? I know the book, but
it's a train. They reenact the whole book, so you get to go on a train that's all decked out on the inside, just like the book. And the kids get served hot chocolate, and they take you to basically the North Pole, and they have it all set up so out the windows it looks like you're in the North Pole. It's a whole thing. You got the golden ticket. It's an event. So we did that with the kids last night. They loved it.
Do you have the crazy elf mark or just more? What? Kyle said Bears, so he's talking shit probably because the Bears do play tonight against the Vikings. Actually, there's 2 games tonight. Bears and Vikings, and I forget who the other teams that are playing. Hey, thanks, Hugo. I put your YouTube channel in here, so if anyone is not subscribed to Hugo, go check him out on YouTube and X. But yeah, I'm gonna tell you guys, tell your wives, or tell Kevin to start Elf on the Shelf so you can feel the pain.
Maybe next year.
No, don't start. If you don't, if no one brings it up, don't start.
No one brought it up yet.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. Anything else you guys want to chat about? Talk about what you're gonna work 2025 goals.
It's
I
gonna be
want
number
to
3.
bring on an operations manager, operations director. So if anyone's open to that and wants to, or knows anybody who might be interested, but essentially to put somebody between myself and our call center, our marketing team, all the back end software stuff, some collections calls, just basically nuts and bolts towards like operating. I think we're to the point now where I think that would be beneficial. So that's my goal for 2025 is to hire somebody, be some sort of salary plus a % of gross income, I think is the best way to align interests. And looking for more of like a partner than an employee, like someone who wants to grow this thing with me. So yeah, that's my goal.
Nice.
Oh,
So
you
are you
sure?
self PM right now?
What's that?
Are you self property man? You do your own PM and everything?
Yeah. Everything's in house right now. I mean, we have a third party call center which handles 90% of everything because all inbound calls go there, and they'll do some outbound calls for us. But we have boots on the ground at each facility, so we manage those. This new role will manage the boots on the ground. They'll manage third-party contractors for expansion, maintenance items, snow removal, all the things that we do. And so eventually we'll build a in-house call center is another goal. I'm not sure that's going to be this year or next year, but it's coming just so we can have more kind of quality control there. But I think we're finally at that tipping point of scale where it's like, okay, now we can start bringing people on that are better or will be better at this than me. I'm not the best at any of this stuff, so I want to hire smart people.
Well,
cool.
There goes Joe's. I knew Joe was going to reach out to you after this. He said very interesting about the partnership, I think. So I have a feeling Joe V and Max may reach out to you.
Yeah. If anyone knows anybody, or if you're interested yourself, happy to kind of talk through what it might look like. It's going to be operational, so it's not, other industries where you've held an operations role, I think applies. I can teach you storage very quickly, but it's going to be systems, processes, organization. Like those are all the stuff that I don't have. That's what I'm trying to bring on.
Or Joe V agrees. He says, "Don't start Elf on the Shelf." And yes, Joe, I don't do crazy stuff, but I don't just move the elf. I actually try to do something funny with it. So I just kind of copy what I see on Instagram though. So I just copies on Jovi. Jovi says he wants smart, although cops are over firefighters. Yeah. Oh, there he goes again. Well,
Gone.
then there he's back again. Hold on. How do you come off and on so quick?
You keep kicking me off, man.
I'm not kicking you off. But yeah, what's your goal then, 2025, Harrison? If I don't get you back on before then.
Yeah, property number 3. That's going to be the thing. Is I want another multifamily before the end of 2025. That's and release my first video.
Oh yeah, you've been saying that for like
I know.
months. So we need to get you into the Monday accountability group so Max and Joe and Hyder can hound you for not putting out your first video on YouTube. Yeah. All right. Well, this was fun. Unless you guys want to talk shit about anything else or talk, we can wrap things up. But this was a fun one. I mean, I'm glad we got to connect before the holidays.
Thanks for doing this, man. It's always fun. It's always fun to jump on.
Yeah, it's always fun. I mean, everyone loves when you're on because I don't have too many self-storage or so when you come on, people have a lot of questions, and I think kind of gets them thinking a little bit differently and thinking about other asset classes and whatnot. And it is attractive, right? Like you said, you don't deal with tenants, and It's a different kind of space to be in.
Yep. Yeah, I wouldn't say it's the asset class for everybody, but it is a asset class that you can definitely make high returns in, and currently they're higher than single family or multifamily, and that's why we made the switch.
Nice. Well, anybody in the chat want to throw something out there? Any final questions, or we'll wrap things up? All right. Well, it's a good turnout. I think I gotta go figure out now about the YouTube stuff about my gifts or my super chats. I don't know why it's not working anymore. But yeah, maybe because Kevin came on and that's why it's not working. He messed up my stuff.
That's how you do it.
Hey, look, you did that. Look, you put a thumb on the screen.
Oh, I like
You
it.
like that?
Right. I'm gonna try and move you real fast and see if it bounces you off. So let's see. I'm
I'm not
you
going to get back on if it does.
Okay. And then if anyone is out there watching, can you guys notice when I switch cameras? I have like multiple cameras now. So I've been testing this out. So now I have different camera angles. But I like this one because this one is like right in the middle. So now it's like my eyes are looking more straight ahead. But yeah, thanks everyone for stopping by. This was a good one. This was fun. Always glad to get Kevin back on, and Harrison's always down to do this. So thanks everyone, and have a great start to the week.
Thanks, man. Hey, good seeing you.